r/atheism. Churkillan_ says. How to stop getting forced to going to church. I hate it there. Dudley Did Wrong says. You probably need to fake it until you are financially able to leave home. For now, make a plan to be financially independent. Also, try to make friends with other people your age at church. Most likely they don't want to be there either. Churkillan_ says. Okay, so first of all I'm 14, so that's gonna take a while. I'll prob be homeless NGL. I don't have a really clear career path thing. And one of the reasons I don't wanna go there is cause I have social anxiety, and when it gets too much my neck starts to hurt, and like I might cry, and shit, so that's sadly impossible. Mayo. Ednac says. Ask your parents to get you counseling, or see if you can talk with a school counselor. You can beat the anxiety thing with counseling, and keep in mind, everyone has it to some degree. Get counseling for it, and you will be able to function 100%. Also, Dudley Did Wrong is sadly correct. You need to hang in there for now, and that very well might mean faking it until you make it on the church attendance thing. But, the great thing is, that you are so young. You have no idea how much life is ahead of you. I get that the thought of several more years of putting up with the bullshit seems unbearable, but you have so much life ahead of you. I don't have a really clear career path thing. Talk to a counselor about this part too. Tell them you really feel like you need to start working on career success because you're unhappy with your home life and it's your only way out. They can point you in the right direction. You would be absolutely shocked by how some of the most incompetent people in the world have great career success. Don't worry about any shortcomings you think you have, you are fine. Get counseling and you'll be fine. You can air out all of the BS with your parents with someone who's legally obligated not to share it with them. They can help you with pretty much any issue you're struggling with. Whiskey Bridge says. Continue your education and become financially and socially independent. Dog 1551 says. Get a job and move out of the house. Also, be prepared to be cut off from your family. Not saying it will happen, but it might. Abstract Head Captain says. I had to wait till I was 16 before mine relented. I'm 68 now and glad I maintained some restraint for sake of peace. A driver's license and part-time job does help. Hang in there, buddy. Delta Foxtrot 144 says. Start asking pointed question about everything until they get fed up and ask you to stop coming here. Mr. Ika POSHT says. Go but don't participate in anything at all. Not much you can do at 14, except just not participate. They try to force onto you. Cree_coin says. Open the Bible and read it. Then, pick some of the more uncomfortable stories in there and ask people about them in church. The story of Lot is pretty ed up. His wife gets turned to salt with the rest of the city, then his daughters get him drunk and date rape him. Mom, Dad, isn't incest wrong? Isn't date rape wrong? From Wikipedia, after the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot was afraid to stay in Zor, and so he and his two daughters resettled into the hills, living in a cave. Genesis 1930-38 / the elder daughter, seeing that there were no men to marry, told the younger that they should instead sleep with their father to continue their lineage. Toward this, they got Lot exceedingly drunk with wine. The elder then laid with her father without his knowing. She insisted the younger do the same, and so the younger did the same to her father the next day. The older daughter conceived Moab, Hebrew, lit. From the father / Meav / father of the Moabites / Genesis 1937 / the younger conceived Ben-Ami, Hebrew, lit. Son of my people, father of the Ammonites. Genesis 1938 / continue asking other adults there to go into details about why things that are very clearly crimes in most countries today are the foundation for their faith. Eventually you may be allowed to stay home. Funders don't like to be embarrassed, faced with critical thinking, or be around those who sow seeds of doubt. r/atheism. Sweet boy Dylan says, mentioned I'm an atheist and dental nurse thought it was a religion. I had a dental procedure done today and wasn't laughing gas and mentioned I'm an atheist. The dental nurse was like, oh, I've never really studied that. See, in Christianity, when you die, there's like two places. Heaven or hell. What do your people think happens to them after everything? It was a funny question to me, firstly, because I was under laughing gas. But also, your people. Do you find that most theists regard atheism as a separate type of faith? Jojo_and_flame says, most theists have no idea what atheism is. They assume we hate God and or worship the devil, when in fact we don't even believe either of them exists in the first place. Astramancer_ says, Christians love saying atheism is a religion. I think it's because they have a really hard time comprehending the idea that someone doesn't understand the world through a lens of religion. I think it's also because, okay, so get someone who like tequila and everyone is like, okay, yeah, you have a preference. Get someone who likes vodka and everyone's like, okay, yeah, you have a preference. Get someone who doesn't drink at all and everyone's like, dude, you should try this alcohol. Theists generally like people going to the wrong party more than people who don't go to a party at all. Halved John says, I like to say atheism is a religion the same way abstinence is a sexual position. Quote by Bill Maher apparently. Ludwig Tattoo says, I just tell people I'm a Taoist, which isn't not true. I mean, I don't actively practice anything, but I agree with most of its tenets. r/atheism. Galaxy 8 says, how deal with guilt for not participating in religious events with family anymore? I grew up Muslim and left 5 years ago. I'm not out to my because they'll immediately disown for being an apostate. However, I have been participating less in religious events at the masjid. It's Ramadan and my mother wants to go to a iftar dinner, breaking fast, at the masjid. I told her I would be able to attend with her. But I can tell she's a little saddened by it. I actually wouldn't mind going to the dinner of the people where it's so judgmental. This is a fundamentalist community. I have acrylic nails. As silly as it sounds, if I go to this dinner it'll be the talk, and it would probably embarrass my mother. The other issue is, the Maghrib, sundown, prayer happens when you break fast, so I'll be expected to pray with the congregation. Even if I do attempt a pretend prayer, because I'm wearing acrylic nails, I'll be told by the masjid ladies that I can't pray. Nail polish and other nail enchantments are considered haram because you can't make wudu, wash before prayer. I could remove them, but I spent money on these, and I just got them done. And I'm tired of always bending over backwards for a community I don't even believe in anymore. At the same time, I feel guilty about separating myself from the community that I've been with since birth. Especially since my mother is a part of that community. Those who are a part of a religious community, how do you get over the guilt of abandoning the Geophagus says, why not ask your mother if she would rather have you and your nails there or not? You may mean more to her than some gossipy fundamentalists. Then again, you may not. Good to know either way. Yagwa J says, the guilt you are feeling is about disappointing your mother. That sounds normal and healthy. Is there some way you can cheer her up, make her happy, in some way unrelated to her superstitions? A gift or something? I hope you don't have any guilt about the Muslim crew, because they have zero guilt about oppressing and disrespecting you, and a billion other females. Amazing_oven 1992 says, I was raised Mormon, as were all my cousins. We are damn near all agnostic or atheist now. It's not as hard to leave Christianity as it is to leave Islam, I acknowledge that, but I imagine the guilt feels similar. Especially if you have family members who are expert guilt trippers. Now I'm a few years removed from the religion, and in hindsight, I wish I just kept going to church. Even though I could give a flying frick about the religion, I still love my family members. If they love you, they'll undoubtedly try to save your soul and have annoying conversations and conflicts with you, but at least you're there. If that's more than what you're willing to out up with in the name of family, it might be time to start putting more distance between you and them. Make them miss you more than they miss trying to save your soul. Fantastic_tonight_22 says, honestly, this is difficult. First off, since you still live with your parents, that the best thing to do is fake it till you make it. I'm sorry that this happened. I understand the guilt, but you shouldn't be guilty on doing something that clearly you don't want to since you're an atheist. That's all for this video. Was it good? I know not, for I'm a robot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This video is the product of an automated process.